announce a few changes for this evening, and potentially a couple of drivers that have changed into the different variations of cars that were potentially raced over the last couple of weeks by obviously the likes of Reese White and of course Luke Ogden. So we'll go through the points as per usual and introduce the new guys when they are here. So in first place at the moment we've got Will Sutters on 72 points. He is currently, after a couple of wins last time out over at Spa, and of course the numbering in the opening 2 rounds of the series. And then we will have Liam Williams. I believe if Liam is racing, I'm not too sure, but I'm not too sure whether he's here as of yet. He's on 55 points. Then you've got Gareth Morris, aka Moz, just coming out of pit lane as we speak. He's on 45. Then you got Tom Holland, aka the Pineapple Head. There he is on 41. And then you got Craig Thomas, who is here. He's on 38. And then you've got Jason Grant, aka Bluefin, on 37. And then unfortunately Reese White, that is missing, has now been taken over by, I believe it is Ryan McVeigh. He's obviously in Reese White's old car, so he'll be taking over Reese White for the remainder of the season, and we'll see what he can do. He's obviously new to the series, as he's just flashed the lights because I think he's known he's on stream. So Reese was on 21 points. Then you've got Chris Wheatley from last week, new guy, is on 21. And then you have Simon Smith. Unfortunately Simon is missing this evening, he's on 20 points. And you've got Jay Westall, aka Technica 7 Racing, he's on 13 points. And then you have Neil Hall, aka Noddy's mate, on 12. And then you have Malcolm Simmons on 5 points. I believe Luke Ogden is no longer going to be taking part in the series, so he's been replaced by a new guy, a new chap that will be new to us in the commentary box. His name is let me figure it out. His name is Dan Darren, or Darren, however you pronounce his name. He'll be replacing the car that Luke raced as of 2 rounds ago. But so far in testing, Ryan McVeigh, Luton Town FC, is done the fastest time with a 51.555. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens. So during the race format for this evening, we get the 10-minute qualifying session for the first race of the evening, which I believe Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, is here. So we are, I believe there was like more than 12 drivers, I'm not too sure, but we get the 10-minute qualifying session for the first race, and then it goes into 15 minutes for the first race, which will be the grid determined by the qualifying times. And then for race 2 it will be a full grid reversal, so it will be whoever finishes last in race 1 will be on pole position for race 2, and whoever wins race 1 will be at the back, so, and vice versa. So obviously we will have 15 minutes in each session. Both are grid starts, and it should be an exciting night of racing. And we are live and exclusive, as I say, on the Eldar Sim YouTube channel. So if you like what you see here, guys, please please like, comment and subscribe should I say. And also just a word on penalties. This is definitely for the guys that are new to racing, or the guys that are racing this evening. If you get a penalty, you must take it on the lap you get. This, you'll have to take it before you hit the penalty line, which is on the start finish line, just before you, well, start finish straight should I say, before you hit the finish line. Otherwise it will add to your time, so it will double your time, and it can be costly. It can work to your advantage if you've got enough gap, but within what I've seen over the last couple of weeks of racing, you know, penalties have been taken, but it's gone against people's time. So if you do get a penalty, guys, please make sure you do take it before the penalty line, before you cross the start finish line. On the start finish straight, you must take it obviously on the lap you get it, otherwise it's not being served. So hopefully we're in for a good night of racing. It's like I say, we're on the Red Bull short circuit this evening. It is at the moment cloudy, and I believe the weather is going to improve for later on, so it will be cloudy for race 1, which it is now, and then sunny for race 2, so the weather is going to be slightly improving. So if you guys like what you see here, guys, please like, comment, subscribe as per usual, and sit back and enjoy the racing this evening. It is going to be the first of potentially 2 races this week that I will be covering. If you like what you see here with the Ferraris, we do have the Shelbourne Motorsport back to British Touring Car Championship on Friday, with the host with the most, Malcolm Argyle, taking in the comments box for that. And then you have yours truly, aka me, Hoppers, doing the Porsche Caymans, sponsored by Decals Lab. And then you will have the Hoppers Motorsport Vlogs, that's right, Hoppers Motorsport Vlogs, our own vlog company, sponsoring the Clio Cup, which Darren Baldwin, aka ESR Idol 4, will be in the comments box and hosting that one. So you'll have a variety of 3 races, or should I say 3 different championships, brought to you by the Eldar Racing on Friday. So there's work to be in the pipeline. There's a Tuesday league starting sometime in the next couple of weeks maybe, and also we'll be looking forward to, I think it's season 2 of the Endurance Championship. That's going to be on a Monday evening, so there's going to be plenty of variety for the Eldar Sim. Also, if you've got a Assetto Corsa Competizione, we have a league in that as of a Sunday evening, hosted by none other than John Riley. He is seems to be enjoying throwing out the Assetto Corsa lobbies, and they had a successful, I believe it's some sort of successful stream within going on to Eldar Sim within the Assetto Corsa Competizione League on Sunday. It was the first time that that series got streamed, and the host with the most, Malk, was doing the commentary for that. So hopefully next week, I believe this Sunday coming, they are at Catalonia for the next round of their championship, and the Porsche Caymans, the Decals Lab Porsche Caymans, are at Brands Hatch Indy on Friday. So we've got the likes of the real Osman, aka Craig Thomas, who's just gone off there and then got overtaken by Gareth Morris. Them two are part of the Porsche Caymans as well as the Ferraris. It'll be interesting to see what they can do here in the Ferraris, as well as try and emulate what they did during Friday's Nürburgring action in the Porsche Caymans, and we shall see what goes on here for the Ferraris. You know, this Ferrari Championship, yeah, okay, fair play to Will setting it up, and you know, without him we wouldn't be here doing commentary, and without any of the guys at Eldar Sim that run in the background within the admins. So there's obviously myself, Darren, Nick, John, and of course Malcolm. If it wasn't for us guys, you guys wouldn't be racing, or we wouldn't be doing commentary. So, you know, it's going to be hopefully an epic evening for these guys, and we should be getting going around, I believe it's around 7:45 UK time that qualifying will start this evening for the Ferrari Trofeo. So it is round number 3 out of, I think it's potentially 11, maybe 12. I'm not too sure, but we'll check where we're going after this. It's going to be an exciting evening. It's going to be probably one of the most exciting races to date. I'll just check the calendar for the Eldar Sim Ferrari Trofeos, and we shall see what is going on. I believe after this, just bear with me while I look at the calendar. So we've had the Nürburgring, and that was exciting races, and then we went to Spa, which glorious Spa-Francorchamps was in the space of 2 weeks. Then we're obviously here at the Red Bull Ring on the short circuit, and then we visit, funny enough, we visit Monza a week today, and then we go to Tokyo East Outer Loop, which I believe is going to be exciting, and then we have the BB Raceway for the finale. So 2 rounds are going to be at Japan, so we are halfway through. Potentially after tonight we are going to be halfway through the series. So I'll tell you where the Clios are as of Friday, which will make it exciting for you guys. Hopefully we shall see. They are at Big Willow for the Clios. So we do have the Renault Clios hosted by none other than Darren Baldwin. So they will be at Big Willow, as I say, on Friday. The Porsche Caymans will be at Brands Hatch on the Indy circuit for potentially the longest races they've done in the championship so far, with 318 races. And then I believe I'm going to look where the British touring cars are, the Eldar Sim Shell Lorman Motorsport, but British touring cars be season 3, so they are potentially, so they've been to Laguna, so they will be, so it'll be Lake Lago Maggiore, so Lake Maggiore in Italy on the East Circuit this Friday, and then there'll be a couple of breaks in between before Christmas, well, during the Christmas period. And I believe there's going to be some fun races to be taken part in as Liam Williams has just entered the lobby. So it should be interesting to see what happens with these guys. It's going to be hopefully an epic night. We had to rerun one of the rounds after some people had no idea how to take penalties, but hopefully we should not have that happening again anytime soon. So if you like what you see here, guys, like, comment, subscribe to Eldar Sim. It would help us out very nicely, and potentially try and get us as best as we can. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks you will see some new championships getting launched and potentially getting raced, and we will see what goes on. Bear with me 1 second. There's not my twin code on them. But yeah, obviously, like I say, it's going to be fantastic racing for this evening. We've got as Dan's actually entered the room, Dan Deerham's entered the room, so that will be good. to have him on board for this evening. I believe, I'll just check what is going on. I'll just check the so we have got I believe we've got Will, Neil, Gareth, Craig, Jay, Ryan, and of course Dan. So, and you know, so it's going to be exciting to see what happens. Skyript, I think that's how you pronounce it. I do apologise, Dan, if it does get mispronounced. Your PlayStation Network name, Skyript man Dan. So yes, we'll see what he can do in Luke Ogden's old Ferrari. So, what shall we see, or what is potentially going to happen for this evening, and we shall see what goes on for the Ferraris. It should be interesting, and we shall be in for a brilliant night of racing, and hopefully the guys enjoy the racing and technically get some good idea for potentially around here. It is kind of, because it's the short circuit, is really going to be potentially going to be pushing on for quite a lot, and you'll have to get a toe off these guys, as the Pineapple Head's just done the fastest lap of the practice session with a 51.020, which I believe Tom Holland, not only is he a quick racer, but he is the reigning champion for the Wednesday night championships. We shall see. We've got coming up to at least 10 minutes before qualifying starts. It's going to be the 10-minute qualifying, so anything can happen within the 10-minute qualifying session for these guys in the Ferraris. I'm going to pull up the circuit map and see if I can pronounce the turns for. So we'll see what they've got, whether they've got, whether they've got corner names for potentially this circuit. I'll take my phone off charge now. So we've got Castrol Edge, which is the first corner. You got the Worth corner, and then I believe that's Rind, and then Red Bull Mobile, which is the corner they are coming up to now. So they go through Red Bull Mobile now, and then work their way up to Castrol Edge, and then you've got Worth, and then you've obviously got Rind towards the end of the lap. So it's going to be pretty much interesting, as Tom Holland's got a 2-second penalty. If that was in the race situation, he would have to technically get rid of that, and also potentially have a lot of things to do. So there will be quite a lot of racing within excuse me, a lot of racing to go on. So we shall see as Bluefin. I don't think that was real. I don't really know what happened. Can't really watch replays in within. I don't know what they're doing at the moment. I think they're just showing off, but which isn't really good for the stream, because it's actually gonna not really. I don't know what to think, but whether they're just going to be, you know, I know that they're just mucking about and it's practice, but it's still not good enough. Because if they did this during the race or during qualifying, it would potentially not be ideal. So we've got around 8 minutes to go until qualifying starts, so it'll be interesting to see what goes on and potentially other bits and pieces for this evening. It's going to be exciting, it's going to be amazing, and we are going to be potentially all going to be pretty amazing. Yeah, as I say, it's going to be pretty amazing, but we shall see what happens within we shall see what happens. Just going to check something and then we'll back in a moment or two for qualifying, so give me a second. So yeah, sorry about that guys, I was just reading into something else. But basically with the Ferraris this evening, it's going to be spectacular and we shall see what goes on with these guys. It is going to be probably going to be a bit weird for certain things. Potentially it can be either way. Can go either way within it will go either way for any of these drivers. It should be almost exciting race with 5 minutes to go until qualifying. So qualifying is going to be tight around here. They've got 10 minutes, so they may get so depending on how well things go, they will get quite a few laps in, but we'll see. So we'll see what happens for these guys within the time frame, within 10 minutes of qualifying. It is going to be a bit of a probably going to be proximity because of the amount of people that are on track and potentially how things are within these guys, as the Ferraris are quite interesting and quite been quite a fun season so far with these guys. It should be potentially one of the best and probably one of the amazing series on a Wednesday night. So like I say, we've got obviously the Porsche Caymans and British Touring Cars and of course the Clio Cup as of Friday. And then on a Sunday we have the Assetto Corsa Competizione League hosted by John Riley for the Eldar Sim, and they're in process of talks of running a second endurance season for season in the pipeline, and also there will be a Tuesday league in the pipeline coming very shortly. So we shall see what happens. We've got around 4 minutes to go until qualifying, so we'll just gear up and get ready for that. I do apologise, that was my can hitting the can, not hitting the can, but hitting the microphone. So we'll be about to start qualifying in around, coming up to potentially 3 minutes time now, so yes. So we shall see what's going on. I believe there's going to be a lot of action, and there's going to be a lot of talk for these guys. Can Liam and of course Will carry on getting the momentum and potentially having race wins for with what they had over at the Nürburgring and of course Spa, or is someone new going to take the mantle this evening and potentially chase down Will and stop him from winning the races, or are they just going to carry on with the momentum? We do have around 3 minutes till it's roughly 3 minutes, but it's about 2 minutes until qualifying starts for the Eldar simmers. I believe Ryan is just practicing his starts ready for potentially the races when they get going. So we've got a minute until qualifying, and it will be 10 minutes, and it should be hopefully spectacular, and we shall see what these guys are going to be made of for qualifying. Qualifying is going to be potentially interesting. It decides the grid for the first race, and potentially within the second race it will be a full grid reversal, and it will be potentially from the back upwards, and then we will see, and we'll see who gets pole position any moment now from race will be delayed 10 minutes. Okay. So the race is going to be delayed 10 minutes. So qualifying is going to be starting around 10 to 8 now. So it's looking likely that we are going to be into a bit of a delay for qualifying. So it may mean that these guys may get extra time on track for practice. So we're going to hopefully, I'll probably gear up and get ready for a decent night of commentary, and potentially we'll see what goes on. It's going to be interesting. So Liam Manfield, aka Liam Williams, is on a work call out at the moment, so that is why we are going to be a bit late starting this evening. It's fair enough. It's not really going to be a major issue for these guys. It won't be an issue for me, but it just shows that, you know, we do have to cater for everyone's needs. So we'll have 10 minutes. Hopefully still 10 minutes of qualifying, but it will start about 10 minutes later. So hopefully if you guys like what you see here, please do like, comment, subscribe, and if you'd like to drop a comment into the stream, obviously just bear in mind, keep it clean and keep it responsible, and I will read your comment out as best as I can, and we'll see what goes on here. don't know what Bluefin's trying to do here, but you know. So we'll see what goes on for qualifying, and potentially it will be hopefully spectacular as per usual. I do apologise guys, just had to sort something out. So yeah, it's going to be potentially delayed by 10 minutes, which is not a problem, as I say, so it gives these guys a bit more practice for potentially so I don't know what Tom and of course Jason are doing at the moment. I know this is only practice, but it seems a bit like they're trying to just show off, so we'll just watch some of the racing on track. So we have like around a minute until qualifying gets underway, I believe, so we'll see what goes on. But we are going to be running a bit behind, but it's not really, like I say, it's not been really an issue, and we shall see what goes on for the Eldar Ferrari Trofeos here at the Red Bull Ring short circuit. So, what's going to happen? Who's going to stop Will and who's going to stop Liam if Liam does race from winning the races? Are we going to see new winners, or are we going to have the same winners from last week? Obviously it'd be nice to have different winners, but you know, it's just the way championship goes, and potentially going to be exciting and all that. So we shall see potentially what goes on within a few moments time, so hopefully we do get going very soon, but it's not really an issue at the moment. We're just going to obviously have a bit more practice and probably a bit more ideas for this evening. Excuse me, as I believe Will is about to start qualifying very shortly. So we shall see what goes on as Liam is here. So it will be exciting to see what goes on. Excuse me, and potentially drop as Tom Holland drifts into pit lane. So we'll see what goes on with these guys. It will be hopefully in a few moments time we shall be jumping into qualifying, but we'll yet to see what goes on for the Ferrari Trofeos. They are quite nice cars, the GT4 458 Italias, and we shall see who's going to stop the rot and who's going to potentially gear up for amazing night of racing. It should be, as I say, the Eldar Sim Racing League, the whole group, it's a good bunch of people, and we couldn't ask for any more, you know, from the guys. It's, you know, sometimes we do get the occasional argy-bargy and occasional bit of door handle and mirror to mirror, and I've also wheel banging moments, but you know, it's all part of racing, it's all part of the fun. And if you like what you see, guys, and you want to enter a championship within the Eldar Sim Racing League, you will have we are on obviously GT Sport, which is run on PlayStation, but if you are interested in having a go in the race series themselves, be sure to check us out on Facebook and contact us via the page there, and it should be an idea to see what goes on. You know, I believe certain people, when they're getting penalties at the moment during testing, isn't really ideal where you're meant to take them, but at the moment we're going to see what happens. Obviously, like I say, it's going to be 10 minutes. It's obviously 10 minutes. 10 minutes is going 5-2 actually, so I do apologise. I got my times a bit wrong. But yeah. We are going to see what goes on. So we are at least I think it's like 2 minutes until qualifying, and Liam is here, so that is good. So it will mean that qualifying can get going very shortly, and we'll see what happens in qualifying. And so yeah, we'll see what goes on. Can I do one lap as Bluefin flashes the lights there? But we'll see what happens now in qualifying for 10 minutes, and it should be but we will go through hopefully 10 minutes of qualifying, and it should be spectacular. We'll make sure everyone gets out of pit lane, because the spin, everyone that gets out of pit lane, or potentially tries to get out of pit lane, I'm sorry for coughing on the stream, but we're going to make sure everyone's out. Dan is the last to leave, so we are out for potentially just out on the out lap. So the out laps are going to probably take potentially less time, because with the nature of the short circuit. So we'll see what goes on. As Knucklehead, aka Tom Holland, had a bit of a penalty. Probably would count, but it was just his outlap. But I believe some of the guys in I believe Tom Holland's just gone out. He's on his outlap again, but we'll see what happens as the guys are. As Ryan has a bit of a penalty. I believe that is Ryan. If I get his name wrong, I do apologise, but we shall see what happens for this evening. Yeah, so Ryan McVeigh here. We'll see who's going to cross the line first, as Chris has just done a 52.012, so I do apologise. Moz just done a 54.853, then you got Ryan's done a 55.563, then Real Osman, aka Craig Thomas, has done a 51.943, sorry, and then you got Skyman done with a 53.133. So yeah, a couple of these guys are still actually technically I believe they're still on there as Jay goes off at potentially the first corner there. So we'll go through the times if we can, but the times come thick and fast. Craig is, as Chris has done a 51.785, Will's done a 51.499, Bluefin's done a 51.773, Tom Holland's done a 51.896, and then Moz has done a 51.620, and then Liam Manfield's done a 53.957. So the times are coming thick and fast with 6 minutes 45 on the clock. So Technica's done a 1 minute 7.320, which is pretty off the pace at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate for him. Not his mate, aka Neil Hall, so 53.828. So we'll see what happens. He's running a night plate at the moment, but we shall see. We've got Tom Holland has done a 51.837, Moz has done a 51.433, Liam Manfield's done a 51. So another, we'll see what he's done here. He's done a 51.569, so with 5 minutes 50. He's got a bit of a penalty. Technical Racing has done a 53.947. So we're going to see what goes on. Then these guys, Bluefin also has a penalty. I believe they're actually taking the penalties in the wrong place. With 5.5 minutes remaining in qualifying. I don't know what's happened. Will's done a 51.180, 180. So he's on pole position at the moment. Noddy's mate's done a 52.710, and Ryan has done a 51.566. So we'll see what goes on between these guys within with 5 minutes remaining. So potentially we'll see what goes on. As Jay's done a 52.990. So we'll go through the grid. We'll go through the order when we can, and potentially give you guys an update with what's going on. Times will be coming thick and fast. This circuit is short, so as Tom Holland's done a 51.610, so that's pushed him into 5th place at the moment with 4 minutes 22 on the clock. Moz has gone into pit lane. I don't know whether he's just sitting out or he's struggling at the moment, but we've got 4 minutes 10 on the clock remaining so far, as we've got Will's got a penalty, and I believe Chris has got a penalty as well, so that's going to hamper him. I don't know what's happened with Moz with 4 minutes on the clock. I believe he's sat out in pit lane at the moment, so it's going to be probably that'll push him down the order if anyone completes their time or gets a better time than him, but we shall see. But we'll go through what we've got here, excuse me, as Ryan is about to cross the line with potentially, as he sets the fastest time of the qualifying session with a 112 with 3 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. So Ryan so far is on pole position. Who's that gone off in the background? That is Chris Wheatley, going off at the first corner with 3 minutes remaining on the clock. So there's just 3 minutes remaining in the in the third qualifying session of the season. Let's see what Liam Williams can do here. We're about to cross the line now. He doesn't improve there with 2 minutes 40 on the clock. So time is slowly running down for these guys. I believe Bluefin's just done a 51.522. which leads him up into 4th place at the moment with 4.25, with 2.25 should I say. There's 2 cars off at turn 1. Jay's done a 52.938, I do apologise. Noddy's mate is sitting out the remainder of the session, I believe. We have 2 minutes actually on the clock to go, so Skyripped Dan, so Dan Deerham in 11th place at the moment. Noddy's mate has just come back out, but with 1 minute 40 on the clock left of qualifying. Tom Holland is in 6th place at the moment. So I'll go through the grid as I can with a minute and a half remaining on the clock, so they will get potentially one more flying lap, and then as Dan's done a 52.931, so the times are coming down. So Dan is currently at the moment in 10th place with a minute and 5 seconds, should I say, on the clock. This is going to be exciting. We've got potentially Liam Manfield's done a 51.490, so at the moment we've got Ryan on pole position, then you've got Will, then you've got Moz, and then you've got Liam, and then you've got Bluefin, then you've got the Pineapple Head, then you've got Chris, then you've got Craig, then you've got Noddy's mate, aka Neil, then you've got Dan, then you've got Jay. So it is looking exciting with 30 seconds remaining on the clock. Ryan so far has tried to outclass on his debut in the Ferrari Trofeo, as might I add, and we shall see what goes on with 15 seconds. So if these guys can get across the line before the time runs out, as Tom Holland's done a 51.585, and qualifying now is as Ryan just crosses the line there. So the guys are going to probably end up crossing the line and potentially cross the line, and as Chris has done a 51.593 there. So we're going to see what goes on. Obviously I'll go through the grid. Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, sat out the remainder of the session with 30 seconds after qualifying has finished, but we will go through a lot of things, and we'll go through the grid as well when I get a moment or two. So luckily for Neil, with 10 seconds remaining on the rundown, so we'll go through the grid. So we've got Ryan from Will, then you've got Jason, and then you've got Gareth, Liam, Tom, Chris and Craig, and of course Neil, and of course Dan and Jay rounding up the grid. So we shall see what goes on for the first race of the evening here at Red Bull Ring Short. So you've got Ryan, Will, Jason, Gareth, Liam, Pineapple Heads, Chris, the Osman, Noddy, and of course the other guys. So we're about to get the 4 lights, I believe, or the 5 lights on the starting gantry about to come on and then change to green. The revs are building, as are mine. Who's going to get a good start into turn number 1? The lights go out and we are underway for the first race of the evening. Who's going to lead into turn number 1? We've got Ryan, Jason, Grant battling it out for first and second. Jason has already got a good start into potentially first place going into turn number 2. So going into the Verth corner, and then you've got Will chasing him down as we've got Tom Holland up into 4th place. Then you've got Liam, and of course Gareth, then you've got Chris and Craig, and then you've got Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, then you've got Jay and Dan as Bluefin's he's got a bit of a penalty, which is allowed Ryan back up into the lead, and Will and of course Jason are taking a penalty. Well, Jason's taking a penalty, but he's took it far offline there, which is costing time now, which allows this gaggle of cars here to potentially to overtake him, with Chris going off wide at the first turn into turn number 1 there. And then you've got the Pineapple Head, aka Tom Holland, up into, still in 5th place at the moment. Gareth is up into 4th place, and then you've got Liam, and then of course Will and Ryan are still battling for 1st and 2nd at the moment, as Liam and Moz, but Pineapple Head. But you've got the Real Osman and Bluefin, and of course Noddy's mate, and of course Chris trying to battle for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th at the moment. But this is going to be spectacular stuff from these guys. We are going to be in for a close proximity battle within the Ferraris this evening, as I say, but it is going to be exciting. Jay is in 10th place, and of course Dan is in 11th place, I believe. But we've got this battle brewing between Chris, but Moz has got a penalty, and so is Liam, and of course Will has as well. These guys are going to have to take them before the penalty line on the start-finish straight and do it off the racing line. But this is going to hamper these guys very much. Even though they've got a bit of a gap, but these guys are going to have to take these penalties. Otherwise it's going to be going against their times. But this is going to be, I believe, Will and Liam. They've just cut the penalties there. He's not took it in time. That's going to go against him. So it's cost him place and it's cost him position. So that's brought up Tom Holland into 3rd place. And you've got this battle between, obviously, Liam, Chris, Jason, Gareth and Craig. And of course there's a battle between these guys at the back, between Jay, Dan and of course Neil. So this is going to be a battle for potentially 9th, 10th and 11th, so we can't afford to miss that battle. But we'll have to see what goes on with that battle anytime soon. But we've got this battle between Liam, Chris, Jason, Gareth. But there's another penalty for Liam. He's crossed the line. He's not taking his penalty. He's not taking his penalty for 2 laps running. It's going to cost him dearly. He needs to seriously take it before he crosses the line. It is not going to help matters, because it's cost him positions again, which has allowed Chris up into 4th place. Tom Holland has a 4th, 10th penalty. He's going to have to take that. We'll go back to this battle between Jay, Dan and Neil for a brief moment. We'll see what happens within that battle very shortly. But we've got Tom Holland, aka the Pineapple Head, going into the final turn now. He's going to have to take his penalty off the racing line before he crosses the line. Otherwise it will go against him, which he is going to do. But I believe he's lucky, he's just got rid of it. But that's allowed Chris back up into 3rd place. And then you've got his best mate, Jason Grant, just slipped past him there, which is costing them time. And Chris and of course Jason Grant are having his penalty. So not only is the battle for 9th, 10th and 11th, we also got this battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th at the moment as well. So these guys are bunching each other up, and bunching each other up like ripe apples, should I say. You know, this is going to be fantastic if these guys can keep it clean and potentially try and close the gap up to Ryan and of course Will, with 9 minutes 50 remaining on the clock in the first race, as Chris gets pushed wide by Tom Holland, which has allowed Moz and of course Liam to come up into 4th, 5th and 6th, as Gareth tries to make the move into turn number 1. But Tom Holland closes the door on these guys. But Tom's got a 5/10 penalty. He's going to have to get rid of that again. But these guys are going to have to get rid of their penalties. You know, it is a bit unfortunate. We'll see what's going on further back. I believe Jay has got a bit of a gap now from Dan and of course Neil. So they're both eking out. These guys are eking out a gap. Ryan is at least near enough 2.5 seconds from Will at the moment, but Jason Grant is running in third place at the moment with Tom Holland. Still got his penalties going off the racing line, but Liam Manfield's chased him as well. But that's cost Tom quite a lot of time, which has brought Liam, Gareth, Chris, and of course potentially brought Craig into the battle. So you've got this battle for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and these guys are battling. But Bluefin's got a penalty now. He's got a 4/10 penalty, as we see here. That's Chris has got past. I believe it was Moz. We'll try and get onto the replay as best as we can. We'll go and see what happens. Just have a quick look. Yeah, there's a bit of a bump between Liam and of course as Chris has got past Liam there, between Liam and Gareth, but Liam and of course Chris are battling into Red Bull Mobile. They've got penalties there. Liam is still not taking his penalty. He needs to get rid of it. There's no point slowing down as you cross the start finish line. It has to be taken before you get to proper finish line, before the start of the lap. It's costing you guys time. It is not going to be easy within reach of each other. So we've got this battle between Gareth, Chris, Tom, and of course Liam and Craig, and of course Jason. But this is for potentially third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Jay's got a gap of 4 and a bit over Dan, but Dan and of course Neil are having a battle. So for 10th and 11th, we'll come back to this battle when we can. But we've got Ryan out in front at the moment. Then you've got Will with just under 7 minutes. I believe Tom Holland's about to lose a place there from Liam, but it's a bit twitchy and it's a bit kind of a bit of a weird race this so far. But you know, we've got Tom Holland. He's going to have to take his penalty. He's going to have to obviously get off the racing line if he can, but he can't take it yet. He has to take it before he crosses the line. There is a penalty line as well, so you will have to take that before you cross that. But we've got Craig, so as soon as Tom gets rid of his penalty, Craig will potentially overtake. But we've got this battle, as we see here. Liam, don't know what he's doing, trying to get rid of his penalty. When he crosses that line, it's not going to work. It's still going to go against your time. So you've got this battle between Moz has got a bit of a gap now ahead of Chris, but then you've got Chris, Liam, Craig, and of course Tom Holland, and of course Jason Grant, part of this battle. I believe Liam's picked up another penalty there, so Chris is going to be under threat, but Liam's penalties are going to hurt him badly. This isn't going to be fun for Liam because he's got another penalty. He's battling with Chris. He's going to have to be careful because he's in 5th place at the moment, but you know he's going to be potentially hurting him badly. But I don't know what his penalty's still there. I don't understand whether he knows what he's doing, but I feel like it's going against him. But this is going to cost. Oh, can we see what happened here? We'll see what happened to Liam. It's caught the end of that. We'll see what happened going into turn number 1. As we see, just a bit of a collision there between Tom and of course where he's left the room. I think he's either left the room in anger or he's left the room as Will's just swapped the lead with Ryan with 4.5 minutes remaining on the clock. So Moz is up into third place. Then you've got Craig, and then you've got Tom Holland, and of course Chris, and of course Bluefin, and then of course Jay. You've got Noddy's mate, and of course Dan. So they've had a bit of a battle, but you've got this battle here between Will and Ryan at the moment with 4 minutes 5 on the clock. We are fast approaching the end of the first race of the evening, but we're looking at this battle between Will and of course Ryan at the moment. This is spectacular stuff from these two, and it's also good stuff from Ryan. Potentially Ryan's new to the series, but we'll go on board with Ryan as we go into turn number 1. Don't worry about the red light on the starting gantry, that is just part of it as Ryan takes the move, but he goes sideways there. We're on board with him for a moment. Can we see what happens? We'll just see. He tries to overtake Will on the inside for turn number 1, but he just gets it. He just gets a bit sideways, which hands Will a bit of a gap now. So that is going to be fantastic stuff for Will. Will's going to want to understand with this victory. Then you've got Moz, but then you've got this battle between Tom Holland, Craig and Chris, and of course Jason Grant within the spirit of chasing each other down with 2 minutes 55, or should I say 2 minutes 50 now, as remaining in this race. We do have the full grid reversal within the next couple of the next race excuse me, with 2 minutes 33. This is going to go down to the wire. I believe Ryan is slowly trying to catch up with Will. So far Ryan has the fastest lap with a 51.232, so it's going to be exciting stuff in the end, towards the end, with 2 minutes 10. So we are going on to preferably the penultimate lap now of the race. This is going to be fantastic. We've got this battle between Craig and of course Chris, battling for 5th and 6th. Jason Grant has a penalty. Is he going to get rid of it? He's going to have to get rid of it. He does that, but only just, as Craig and Chris are battling, but then you've also got Tom Holland bringing into this battle. We'll try and go back to this battle, but we've got Will and Ryan slowly catching him with 1 minute 23 remaining on the clock for the first race of the Ferrari Trofeos here at the Red Bull Ring on the shorter circuit. And Craig is holding on for dear life. You've got Chris and of course Tom battling, so we will be going on to the final lap of the race now after this lap. So Chris tries to make a move on Tom Holland, but Tom Holland's also trying to make a move on Chris. These guys are banging door mirrors. It's a good job the mirrors aren't going to fall off these cars with 50 seconds remaining. Jason Grant still picks up another penalty, but he's still taking that. But you've got this battle as Tom and of course Chris are still battling, but Chris runs a bit wide into turn number 1 there, which has allowed Tom to get past, and then he's going to chase, but Chris has got a 5/10 penalty, but he's still there with Tom. He's still there with Tom with 25 seconds remaining on the clock. This is going to be spectacular. This is going to go down to the wire, but it's Will and of course Ryan are chasing each other still, but these guys are potentially probably going to go on and start a final lap. So they are, depending if they get across the line now, they will potentially go onto the final lap. I believe Tom Holland and of course Chris and Craig have had to finish the race along with Jason Grant, and then you've got Jay coming home in 8th, and then you've got, I believe you've also got Neil coming home in 9th, and then you will have Dan coming home in 10th, and then you have Will and of course Ryan coming home in 1st and 2nd place. So congratulations to Will taking another victory in the Ferrari Trofeos. Then you got I believe Moz is going to come home and round out the podium, so this is a spectacular showing from Moz. So that is race number 6, or round number 6 in the calendar, but there was quite a lot of penalties. I believe some weren't taken dead on the line, so we'll have to see, and we'll see what happens. I will grab the replay and I will grab the results when I get a moment or two. Don't know what's happened to Liam, but he seems to have so I'll get the results, essentially share the results for round number 6. So it is race 3 of the season, but it's round number 6 if you count, no it's not, round number 5 should I say, it's round number 5 if you go on to the, if you go by rounds. I do apologise, round number 6 will be later on in the it will be potentially round number 6 will be the full grid reversal, and there was some epic battles. I will share the replays later if anyone wants the replays, and we'll potentially see what goes on for the second race of the evening. Obviously it's going to be hopefully cracking. I don't know what's happened to, as I say, I don't know what's happened to don't know what's happened to Liam over the last couple of minutes. I believe we've got Will, who took the win ahead of Ryan. Then you had Gareth, then you had Craig, so 2 Welsh boys in 3rd and 4th. Then you had Tom Holland go through into 5th. Then you had Chris, then you had Jason, then you had Jay, then you had Neil, and of course Dan rounding up the field. But with these guys it is the full grid reverse, and it's going to be sunny, so it's going to be nice and sunny, ready for potentially the second race of the evening. It is going to be potentially spectacular. So I've got a replay, and race will start at 27 minutes past. 27 minutes past, so we've got around about 3 minutes. So we'll see what goes on within the Eldar Ferrari. Bear with, guys. So yeah, we'll just... So yeah, just if you So yeah, if you're wondering what's happening, guys, we're just discussing about how to take penalties. But we don't know what's happened to Liam. I believe Liam may have work commitments, or he's just left because it didn't go to plan in that race. I don't know what's happened, so I can't really vouch for him. I believe Dan's also, as Will has started the last race. I don't know what's happened to Dan within this race, so we'll see what goes on. We are actually about to start race number 2, so it'll be round number 6 if you go on rounds or races, depending on however you feel. So we've got Neil Hall, aka Noddy's mate, on pole position. Then we've got Jay Westall, then we've got Jason Grant, Chris, Tom, Craig, Gareth, Ryan, and of course Will bringing up the rear. We'll see what goes on. We have the 5 red lights on starting entry, about to change, and then go out. The revs are building, and so am I, and we're about to get going. And I believe Tom Holland there, he had a bit of a jump start, which is going to cost him dearly a bit. It's cost him, yeah, it has cost him dearly. It's cost him to the back of the field, as Bluefin, aka Jason Grant, leads them away into turn number 1 with Neil Hall, aka Noddy's mate, chasing him down at the moment. Who's going to make the move? We've got this battle, we've got cars galore here. So we've got Craig versus Jay versus Tom Holland versus Chris versus Gareth versus Ryan versus Will. This is going to be exciting stuff. This could end in tears. This could really upset someone, but Jay's holding them off so far, so good. But we'll sort of see what goes on as Neil, aka Noddy's mate, is carrying on up the road. But you've got Jay holding these guys up as Chris tries to make the move into Red Bull Mobile, and then you've got Will and of course Moz battling with Ryan, also bringing up the rear. But these guys are doing fantastically, as Craig's got past Neil's mate, Noddy's mate should I say, and Jay's up into 3rd place. But at the moment Chris is up into 4th, and you've got Gareth and of course Noddy's mate battling for 5th and 6th. And then you've got these battles, but this is going to be 3 wide, this 3 wide, maybe 4 wide, as Noddy's mate drops down into 8th place at the moment. And then you've got Ryan at the back at the moment. But it's going to be spectacular. These guys are keeping together, they're all keeping together. But come on, this probably could end in tears. But you've got Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, pushing on and trying to get past Tom Holland for 7th place, and of course Will's putting the pressure between Tom Holland at the moment. But we'll still see. Tom Holland's got crossed the line with his penalty. He's going to have to take that. That was taken on the lap. He should have taken it. He's not really. I don't know what's really going on with these penalties this evening. As Neil has had a bit of, I think he's had a bit of an issue, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully he can pick it back up. Don't know what's happening at the moment there. As Neil's got a bit of it, I think he's got, I don't know whether he's got a bit of an issue, but Tom Holland there is trying to defend from, of course, Ryan. But he's got this 3/10 penalty hanging over him. He's going to have to seriously take this penalty, because he can't carry on racing with this penalty. Oh, Neil's telly turned off. Oh mate, I do feel sorry for you. So we've got Ryan up into 6th place, Gareth and of course Jay are battling. So Jay versus Gareth, Will versus Ryan at the moment. And then you've got these penalties between Chris and Craig, which has allowed Bluefin, aka Jason Grant, to still lead after a couple of opening laps with 11 minutes 42 on the clock. This is going to be absolutely fantastic for this Jason Grant if he can get his first win and potentially see what happens. Craig's going to have to take the penalty as well as Chris, but this is Chris. Oh, see, that's going to really, that was really cutting it fine then. But we shall see, as Moz hasn't taken a penalty. He's had to take that on the line, but he's not taking it correctly. As Ryan is up into 4th, he's chasing down Chris and then potentially chasing down Craig afterwards. But then you got Chris, Ryan, Will, Tom, and of course Gareth coming up into the top 7. And you've got Jay and of course not his mate rounding out the field. But then you've got this battle between Ryan, Chris, Will, Tom for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Will gets a bit crossed up, as well as Chris, I believe, and Tom Holland, aka the Pineapple Head, and of course Moz. Craig's had to take a penalty, which has pushed him down into potentially 7th place now, which is a bit unfortunate. But this is allowed Jason Grant, aka Bluefin, to eke out his lead. He's got almost a 10-second lead ahead of these guys, ahead of Ryan. This is spectacular stuff with not 10 minutes 6 on the clock. This is going to be fantastic. I believe Ryan is going to try and chase down Bluefin, but it's a bit far. But then you got this battle for Chris, Will, and of course Tom Holland. And if Moz can gain onto these guys, he will bring into this battle where you've got Will, and of course you've got Chris, Will and Tom. But these guys are battling. This is going to be fantastic as we go across the line. And we've got potentially 9 minutes 35 on the clock. So we are got Tom Holland has a bit of a penalty again. But Tom's wary of these penalties. He should know how these penalties work. He's a seasoned veteran. He's also a champion in this series, so he needs to really take the penalties, as well as Chris has picked up a penalty as well with 9 minutes 10 remaining on the clock. All this is falling into the hands of Jason Grant, who is up front with around about 10 seconds. Well, he's got a penalty. He's got a 1.5 second penalty. He's gonna have to get. He's gonna have to really get rid of that. He's gonna have to get rid of that. He's got 1 5/10 penalty. He's gonna have to get rid of that. That is gonna seriously, dramatically decrease his lead. That he's gonna have to get rid of that. But at the moment, the way he's going, he will get rid of it. I believe the penalties. I didn't check the penalties because I was too busy checking with Jason Grant. But these guys, we've got Will up into 3rd place. We've got Moz into 4th. We've got Chris in 5th, and we've got Tom in 6th. Then you've got the real Osman, aka Craig. Then you've got Jay, and of course not his mate. These two are probably closest mates, with 8 minutes, just under 8 minutes now remaining in this race, as we see Tom Holland there chasing down Chris. But this is going to be spectacular stuff. We'll see what happens. I believe Jason's actually got rid of his penalty, so that's quite good going for him. But it's not really hampered him. It's more to say that. But you know, we've got Ryan, and then you've got Will, then you've got Gareth. But then you've also got this battle between Tom, Chris and Craig. Craig's also in this battle, so anything can happen between these guys now as we go into potentially the halfway point of the race now. Well, this is going to be spectacular with 7 minutes 20 going on to the clock till the check flag drops. But then you've got Chris and of course Tom. Tom's going to try and make the move on Chris, but this is going to be spectacular stuff. We'll probably go back up to what's happening further up in a minute. But you've got Chris and Tom battling with 7 minutes to go. 7 minutes to go in this race. This is going to be spectacular stuff. We'll see what goes on. But Jason Grant, aka Bluefin, is still got that lead. But Ryan is slowly catching him. What is going to happen? Is Bluefin going to take a win, or is Ryan going to take a win, or is Will going to take the double? And then you got Moz. Chris is still holding off Tom Holland at the moment, but Craig's joining his battle slowly but surely. And then you got Jay and of course Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall, in 8th and 9th at the moment. But Bluefin's got the fastest lap of the race. He's already round onto the start finish line, about to cross the line to start another lap. and his fastest lap at the moment is 51.226 with 6 minutes 10 on the clock. So Jason is on course for a win, depending on what happens within this battle between Will and of course Ryan. But then you've got Moz, and then you've also got Chris and Tom Holland still having this battle for 5th place here. It's not over until these guys rev the nuts off these Ferraris with 5 minutes 45 on the clock. This has actually been a fantastic race, but you know, it's kind of hurt them with these penalties, but you know, this is going to be fantastic. Oh, Jason Grant's got that gap though, you can tell up front. But this is what's going to happen between Tom and of course Chris. This is going to be, oh, I don't know what to think. This is going to be heart in the mouth. This is actually really going to be interesting with 5 minutes 20 on the clock. You know, this is going to be fantastic. I don't know what's going to happen. But you see here, Ryan's got the fastest lap with a 51.202 at the moment. But Tom Holland is trying to make a move into turn number 1. Chris runs a bit wide, taps Tom's back quarter. But that's going to be a bit of a hamper, which is allowed Tom to try and escape now, which has made Chris fall into the clutches and the clutch pedal of Craig there. You've got Noddy's mate, got past Jay Westall for 9th place. We didn't see what happened, but we'll see what goes on. But at the moment, with 4 minutes 35 on the clock, we've got Jason Grant heading for his first victory, depending if everything falls to plan. But then you've got Ryan, then you've got Will, then you've also got Moz, then you've got Tom Holland, and then you've also got Chris and Craig battling, and then you've got Noddy's mate and of course Jay Westall still chasing each other. But look at this. This is actually spectacular stuff. This is going to be crazy for Bluefin if he gets his first win of the season and stops the rot of Will and of course Liam taking victory into taking victories in the season with 3 minutes 45, should I say. Ryan's going to try and chase him down, but at the moment, you know, Jason Grant is doing exceptionally well. I believe Tom Holland's still got a penalty. He's got a penalty. That's going to cost him. I believe he's just, I don't know whether he took it on the line or not, which has cost him because Chris has got past him, and also Craig's going to be there as well, so they're going to pounce on him and they're going to potentially chase each other down. This is going to be another battle, but we'll see what's going on. We've got Noddy's mate eking out a gap from Jay Westall at the moment, but at the moment Bluefin is still leading the race with 3 minutes to go. This is fantastic stuff. So we've got 3 minutes, just under 3 minutes to go now, so this is going to be fantastic. And then you've got this battle between Will and of course Ryan. Ryan's got a 4/10 penalty. Oh, I don't know whether that was just on the line or not, but it's cost him. It's cost him, which has allowed Will up into 2nd place. And then you've got Gareth potentially having a bit of a battle, having a bit of a gap from, of course, Tom Holland and of course Chris. This is going to be spectacular between these guys. Chris is still up into 5th place, and then you've got Tom, and then you've also got Craig, but it's now for 5th, 6th and 7th. We'll see what goes on. I believe Jay and of course Noddy's mate, aka Neil Hall. So Neil is in 8th place, and then you've got Jay into 9th, but then you've got Jason Grant crossing the line with 2 minutes to go. He's spectacularly done this race from start to finish. Will's got a penalty. I don't know whether he picked that up just as he crossed the line, I'm not too sure, but this is going to be spectacular for these guys if they can hold on. Will have to take the penalty this lap though, which probably will allow Ryan to potentially get past again. And then you've got Gareth in 4th place, and then you've got Chris and of course Craig. But then obviously Tom Holland now dropped back into 7th place with 1 minute and 25 remaining on the clock. This is going to be spectacular stuff. This is going to probably become a first victory for Jason Grant within potentially within striking distance of reaching the checkered flag with a minute 10 remaining on the clock, so he could be potentially starting the final lap of the race now, going into the first turn. This is going to be spectacular stuff. I believe Will's just took his penalty, only just, but that's allowed Ryan to get back up into second place. This is going to be a battle for second place, so this is going to be a battle for see who finishes runner-up this evening in the second race of the Ferrari Trofeos, live and exclusive on the Eldar Sim YouTube channel. This is going to be potentially a heart in the mouth moment for any of these guys, as Jason Grant comes up the hill with 30 seconds remaining. He could potentially have another lap in him, depending on if he makes a mistake or not, but he's going to go round into the final turn and potentially cross the line to start his final lap of the race. This is going to be spectacular stuff. This is actually on the money, with 15 seconds remaining on the clock as Ryan moves across to try and see what will happen. But we have got 5 seconds on the clock remaining with this race, and it is going to be spectacular. We've got Chris and of course Craig. Craig finishes in 6th place and Tom Holland comes home in 7th. Then you got Neil Hall, aka Noddy's mate, into 8th place. Then you got Jay. But this is going to be spectacular stuff. We've got Ryan and of course Will, but we'll see what happens with their battle in a minute if we can. But what about this? Jason Grant comes round the final turn any moment now to take the checkered flag for the first time. He's going to take an absolute fantastic victory from start to finish. He got electric start. He's very delighted with that. But what's going to happen here? Who's going to take second place? Is it going to be Will? Is it going to be Ryan? Oh, Will just takes it from Ryan. Then you've got Gareth coming home in 4th place there. And then you've got Chris coming home in 5th place. Wow, all I can say is what an absolute epic race this was. Just, it kind of, everyone in the field unfortunately had penalties, but I believe hopefully they were all taken and correctly. But congratulations to Jason Grant taking his first win of the season. He actually had a good start, which was absolutely fantastic. I don't know what to say, but the race was absolute ace. But I can see what was going on here. But we are going to see what happens within Monza as of next week. It is going to be exciting, I'll tell you that. But I'll go through the results, and I will go through when I've finished taking a screenshot of the race. I will share the replays. But yeah, that was absolute spectacular. So I will go through the final results of the second race of the evening. So Jason Grant takes his first win of the season, and then you have Will, and then of course Ryan coming home in 2nd and 3rd. Then you have Gareth in 4th, then you have Chris in 5th, then you had Craig in 6th, then you had Tom Holland in 7th place, and then you had Noddy's mate and Jay rounding up the field. So we will see what happens. It is going to be fantastic when we go to Monza next week. It is going to be potentially, depending on what happens at Monza, Monza is going to be probably one of the greatest. And hopefully this time next week we will see who will take the win, the race wins at Monza. And yeah, so hopefully next week will be spectacular. and hopefully next week we will have more exciting racing. And be sure to check out Friday nights. Give me a second. So it will be Monza, but if you like what you see here, then please be sure to check out, as I've been kicked from the lobby because the host has left. But yeah, if you like what you see here, guys, be sure to check out, ready for Friday, we'll have the beautiful Porsche Caymans, the Eldar Sim Porsche Caymans, brought to you by the Decals Lab, as we have a comment with potentially, we'll see what happens in the see what they've mentioned on this stream here, as Here's Our Idol said, how did it go? I'll message you, mate, in a moment, but it will be, I think it went okay, mate, but we shall see what happened. But I might have to check the replays and obviously check the stream, because I believe some people weren't taking the penalties. But if you like what you see here, guys, ready for Friday night, you will have the beautiful Porsche Caymans, the Decals Lab Porsche Caymans, brought to you by me, Hoppers, and then you'll have Malcolm Argyle, the legend. That is Malcolm Argyle, doing the Shell Longman Motorsport British Touring Cars, and of course here's our idol, who's just messaged the stream. He will be hosting and running the commentaries for the Clio Cup, brought to you by Hoppers Motorsport Vlogs. So until Friday, guys, I will see you then, and have a good rest of the week. And for now, guys, ta-ra, and take care. And I've been your host, Hoppers, for this evening, and I'll see you guys on Friday for an epic race at Brands Hatch Indy for the Porsche Caymans. So ta-ra, guys.